are the correct tenses. Tenses, as we know, signify time and how we are supposed to use it. Now, there are a lot of times, the verb is changed and there are certain suffixes or prefixes that are added to it, but the meaning remains the same. And that is the reason why I'm going to show you what is the basic table of tenses and how the verb undergoes changes. Usually, when you are writing topics like a report, or you are writing your question answers in English, when it comes to literature, then the answers are always to be given in simple past, but students tend to get confused. Also, when we are working with active, passive, and with other kind of grammar forms, then these kind of issues get a little bit fudged, and students tend to make common errors. And you know very well, students, that when you make mistakes in grammar or in your spellings, then you are naturally going to lose marks. So let us look at these various aspects of English and how you can get over these small errors by practicing and by working, and then you will see slowly how your English is improving. Don't make it too slow, because in July, I believe, we're supposed to start schools, but we are still waiting for further instructions. But at the same time, I would like you to take this opportunity, this time that you have, to prepare yourself and to smooth over these errors that you are dealing with. So let us look at tenses. Now, what are tenses? There are three types of broad forms of tenses, that is the past tense, today would be the present tense, and future would be what is to happen. So these are the three kind of tenses that we deal with. Now, there are more forms to this, and actually there are more kind of tenses, because each of these have different aspects to them as well. Because when you're talking, when you're communicating, you keep switching between one tense and another, and we don't realize it because the transition is very smooth. But today I want you to discuss, I want you to understand the basic aspect. Now, the verb that we're using is the be form of verb. Be. So now let us see, when in first person, what are we doing in the first person? When we see this, first person would be I, first person. So first person is I, and then if you were to talk about the past tense, in first person it would be I was. This was, it has happened. So the verb you have here is was. Am, I am. So I am eating food. I am reading a book. But if you were to say in the past, it would be I was reading a book. Now future is what is going to happen. So you're forecasting for the future. This is I will be reading a book. Okay. This is how the first person goes. First person is always for self. But when you go on to the second person, he, she, or it, if it's an inanimate object or whatever, then how are we going to address the tenses here? It would be he was reading a book, she was playing basketball. Now, if you talk about the present, simple present tense here, then it will be he is reading a book, she is playing basketball. Then again, we go on to the future. What is going to be done later on? So then, he will be going to the market tomorrow. She will be eating a fruit. Anything you can add, but this verb is the indication of what kind of tense we are looking at. Please note first, second. Now, when you look at the third person is you, they, etc. We, plural again. So then what you got? We were, they were, we. So this is third person. You were standing at the shop yesterday. So you are making a statement. And then they were going for a movie last evening. So this again is in the past tense, something that has happened. Now, today, if if you're talking about the present tense, simple present tense. Then what do we see? You are looking nice. That is simple present, or it could be present continuous. They are waiting for you. Again, this is an action that is happening in the present. Or you will be late if you don't hurry. The second, if you use they, then they will be delayed by 10 minutes. Now, if you come to the next option, which is we. So, we were waiting for you. We are going to the movie. We will be reaching in 10 minutes. These are very simple examples, but very helpful in writing your answers. If your tenses are correct, you will be framing correct sentences when you write the answers to literature questions. But students sometimes use first person. But remember something, you are supposed to write the answer in third person. This had happened. This is what a particular character has already said. He has decided. So the third form of the verb is used. I will be going on to that shortly, but I want to first make this clear to you. Now, we come to the question aspect of it. Suppose there is a question that you want to ask. How will you ask this question? Did you eat the fruits? Do you want? So understand, these are the verbs that we have to address when we are framing our sentences. And once again, I will repeat to you that if we are clear about our tenses, then there will be no errors and there will be minimization of errors. Having done this, now let us look at another table which shows us how the form of verb is changed. Now this is V1, that is verb in the first person, then verb in the second form of the verb, and then past form of the verb. So first verb is here is base form, that is the original form. This is usually the simple form of it, and this is the base verb. That means the word origin is this, and it is also simple also. Now you add suffixes or whatever that goes on. The first verb we have here is grind. How is it changing into simple? Ground. Then you come to grow, which is the base form. Now past, grew. So the tree grew in the backyard. I had grown taller. See how this is being changed. Now you look at the base verb hang. So, hang the clothes in the cupboard. How will you change it to past? He hung the clothes in the cupboard, and this does not change even in the past participle. Then you come to have. Have is had and had. Then here, heard and heard. So you have to learn these forms. Only then, students, when you make your sentences, you will make the correct form of the verb. Now let us look at the verb hide. What is changing over here? It's hid. Hide under the bushes. That is the statement or the sentence that we are using here. Then we come to he hid under the bushes. The treasure was hidden in the cave. I have used all these three forms of the same verb in three forms, in the simple present base form, the past simple, and the past participle. Now, if you look at this verb hit, there is no change. Students make the error of writing hitted, but that is incorrect. You have to use hit only. He hit the ball on the table. Then again past. Now, if you are writing the past continuous form, then there will be changes, but we will look at that later. Now again, hold, held, held. Now these are not changing. Hurt does not change. But keep changes to kept and it remains kept in the past participle also. Kneel, knelt, knelt, know, knew, and then known. I had known this yesterday. I wish I had known about it earlier. Now lay, laid, and further laid. So there is no change here in these two forms. Now you have to understand that only by using these verbs in proper sentences will you be able to recognize. Right now I am showing this table to you so that it is there in your mind, and you can always refer to this video whenever you need to refer to the correct form of the verbs. And a similar table is present in the 9th class Wren and Martin grammar book that you have. If you go through that book and if you go through it thoroughly, I can assure you students, you will not be making errors. Now, you have lead, led, led, lean, lent, lent. So, do not lean against the wall. He leant against the lamp post. Now, lean is when you are standing against the support of something. Then leap, do not take a leap of faith right now. That is the statement I am making using this particular verb. Then, the deer leapt over the fence. Then, of course, you have learn, learnt, learn. And so on and so forth. Now you have to understand something. This list is going to be long, but if you do this, students, you will never make mistakes. Let us look at some more verbs right now. You have lie, lay, lain, lose, lost, lost. So there is no change here. There are some verbs which remain the same. Mean, meant, meant, meet, met, met, paid, paid, and here this is blank. Then rent, 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 rend, and rid. Now this does not change in any of this. He got rid of it. Now there will be other helping verbs that will be used along with this, that will guide us through. And similarly, you have other words like spit, pat, spat, split. Now see, again I will show you that these changes are not taking place in every verb. Some are remaining the same. So you have to learn them, you have to keep reading them. So you will see that here these two remain the same, and here also they remain the same, they remain the same. So they've given you the list, and here also there is no change. But this goes into this stays here, but there is a change here. Steal is stole and stolen. So you can say the bike was stolen in the backyard. The thief stole the bike. Thieves had come to steal. So they are using these three words, and I'm showing you how they are using. Now you have to make sentences. You will say, why should we do this? It's not necessary. But students, when you're writing answers, these are the common errors that happen because of lack of knowledge of these three kind of words. And once you have proper knowledge of this, you will not make mistakes in the future. So stuck, stuck, stung, stung, and this is the base verb. You have to look at this. Stink, stank, stunk. Then this does not change from the verb. And here you find that they're all three different. Strive, strove, striven. Swear, swore, sworn. He was sworn in as the Prime Minister. That would be the past. Swore, he swore at him. Then, where is he going to? He took the do not use swear words. These are some of the sentences that I keep making. Then, sweep, swept, swept, swim, swam, swum. Swing, swung, swung, teach, taught, taught. So these are the words that you have to consistently practice. See, one thing we should be very clear about, I can give you these tables and you will have to read them. The more you read them, the more you look at them, the more you use them in your conversation as well as in your writing, you will find that slowly, slowly this will become part and parcel of your understanding, and you will be able to do it well. Now, the reason why I'm taking this time right now to teach this to you is so that these common errors that we make because of which marks are lost, that error will also be reduced. I do hope, students, that this video was helpful to you. I will be posting this particular chart, and please make it in your copies also, in your writing skills copies, and make sure that you make it in 3 different colors. Use different colors, use blue, black, and perhaps like a green or any other color, so that you know which form of verb it is. So verb 1 form, verb 2 form, verb 3 form. And when you are making a sentence, or when you're writing an answer or drafting a speech or any kind of letter, you will know which verb you have to use. Keep this handy at the time that you are writing, and once you are used to it, then you won't need this table anymore, because it will be right at the back of your mind and you will be able to recollect it immediately. So I hope this video was helpful to you and that you will gain benefit from it. Thank you so much.